For more on the midterms and how the president is getting involved, let's bring in CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. So, Ed, President Biden hitting the campaign trail. He seemed to be keeping his distance for a while. Why is he getting involved at this last minute? And why was his last stop in Florida last night significant?
Well, the Florida stop was one he had promised to Charlie Crist, the governor candidate, a while back, and it was delayed because of the hurricane a few weeks ago and some other issues. But Democrats understand if that's what Democrats in Florida wanted him to come do, then he has delivered that for them. And doing it in South Florida, where there is the largest collection of Democratic voters, potential Democratic voters, then, you know, we'll see. Raising money, holding that rally, and otherwise staying out of the state. He's heading west next, notably to New Mexico and California, blue parts of the country where Democrats are in need of a presidential lift to turn out like-minded voters and make sure that their governor candidates, their House candidates hold on. Notable that he's going to a Democratic-leading district in San Diego to try to boost the fortunes there of Democrats who are struggling in that part of the state to sustain their leads amid the crush of tough economic news and a message that's being driven by Republicans. And then he'll come back east for events in Pennsylvania, where Bob is, and Maryland, where it's a sure thing, telling that he's ending things in Maryland, where Wes Moore, the Afghanistan war veteran and activist, is set to be elected governor and will be the only black governor in the country after that. So he has said throughout this cycle, I'll do whatever is needed to help, and I'll not do whatever is needed, or in essence, I'll stay away if that helps. And he has no problem doing so. But it has meant a more muted campaign schedule and set of appearances for him across the country because of that. And yet this White House will defend that and say he's not the one on the ballot. He can help raise money. He can do other things from here by amplifying Democratic policy. And that's what he's been up to primarily.
So, Ed, really quickly, you spoke to a former Cranston, Rhode Island mayor, Alan Fung. He's running as a moderate Republican. I want to play some of the conversation that was had.
What's going on in Rhode Island that is making it possible that you, a Republican, might win?
The small state in the union is going to have a loud voice. We have an opportunity to bring back a voice, a Republican voice, not just for Rhode Island, but all of New England, which has been missing for a few years now. And it's important that we have that balance. Someone that's willing to go down there, roll up the sleeves, be that hard work in a bipartisan manner.
So, Rhode Island, liberal. Blue state. Could a Republican flip the seat?
It could. Rhode Island's 2nd congressional district is on the bubble this year and is indicative of a few things we're going to see across the country, but notably in New England, where Republicans haven't done as well in recent years. There's only one Republican in all of Congress from New England, Susan Collins of Maine. Alan Fung, a moderate Republican, not endorsed by former President Trump, not seeking his endorsement, somebody who says he would have voted for things like the bipartisan infrastructure bill that was passed last year, could pick up a seat of a retiring House Democrat. There's about 30 of them across the country who created some huge holes for Democrats to try to fill. It's expensive. It's more difficult to launch somebody in a congressional district where a well-established name is retiring, especially if the Republicans can do what they did there in Rhode Island and recruit a well-known local name. He's the former mayor of Cranston. He ran twice for governor. He's well known and he's well liked based on the conversations we had with voters. But look at that, a moderate, well known, and let's be frank about it, minority candidate running in these open seats is what could be the key to picking up seats in Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine, parts of New York, Indiana, Virginia, Oregon, California, Arizona, Texas, and lift Republicans into the majority. 89 Latino, Black, Asian American, Pacific Islander, Native American candidates on the ballot as House Republicans across the country this year. Not all of them, but many of them moderate, emphasizing those family roots, the history they could make, and not mentioning much in their ads that they're actually Republican.
That is so interesting. What would that do to the nature of the Republican Party in Congress, though? But we'll have to wait till after the election to see how things shake out. Ed, thank you very much.
Take care.